Hello and welcome to Grim Reactions. I'm Erik, and today we're watching Avatar The Last Airbender Episode 7. First, I had some thoughts, but I lost track of them, so I don't really know what... There was something about bending, about how fire bending is different from all the other bending sorts. Like, we know that bending is a talent you're born with. Not everyone can learn bending, because if everyone could learn bending, then everyone would learn bending, because it's very convenient to be able to do it. We also know it's magic. There was this thing like Iroh said in the first episode about firebending, how it's powered by the breath, not the muscles. But I'm wondering if isn't airbending the same? Because air is what you breathe, very much. Like what I was going for there is like how bending interacts with the laws of physics, because there must be a physical aspect to them as well. It's not only magic. We saw that with Haru's dad when he and the two other earthbenders pulled up the big shield to shield from the firebenders' attacks, and he strained like it was everything he could to hold that up. Like he was actually lifting it physically. So there is some sort of physical aspect to it. And I mean, like Iroh said, firebending is taking in, like, it comes from the lungs, breathing in and then changing that to energy. But like all bending forms have to do with taking energy from inside you, and through the form of bending, through the martial arts forms of bending, you may take that energy from inside and cause something to happen outside. If that's throwing fire or pushing air or lifting and throwing rocks, whatever. There is a magic aspect, but there also is a physical aspect. And I'm not sure what that means. What we can clearly see, though, is that fire bending is different from the other sorts of bending, because air bending, you use air is all around you. Water bending, you use water where you have water. Earth bending, you use earth, rocks, sand, soil, everything in that realm, so to speak. But firebending comes only from you. Fire is just applying heat to a fuel and supply it with oxygen. Or you don't have to supply it with oxygen, but you have to apply heat to something that can burn in an oxygen-rich environment, and fire will happen. So what are they heating? Are they heating air? Are they igniting air with firebending? Either way, it's like firebending is different from the others, because fire doesn't occur naturally. Fire doesn't occur without fuel. It has to be fuel of some sort. It doesn't just spring up out of nowhere. Fire requires a fuel. Fire requires oxygen and heat. So it's different from the others, which again ties into the whole fire nation invading other peoples, because they rely on others to sustain their own existence. So yeah, I remember that Iroh talked about that, but that can't only be true for firebending, in essence. I think it's true for airbending too. I might be wrong, of course. I might be wrong about everything I'm saying. Maybe it's only magic. I don't know. Maybe the laws of physics don't apply whatsoever. The laws of physics clearly don't apply to Appa, because no, that is pure magic. Like, I can understand Momo, because Momo is light and he has a lot of surface area to be able to fly with. Like Aang makes sense as well, the way he flies with his with his staff that folds out to have wings. He's pushing the air under it. So like all of that makes sense in a physical sense. It's like it's logical. It works with the laws of physics. So I don't know, but I think there's something there. I don't quite know what. I am curious about how it works. Like, not the magic of it. I'm curious about how the magic of it works as well, but how the physics of it works. I'm curious about that. Anyways, before we get going, if you want to see Avatar in a full unedited version, or anything else that I do in a full unedited watch-along version, you can do so on my Patreon. Link for that is available below. So let's not waste any more time with these thoughts that go nowhere, and let's just dive into the episode. Yeah, you better run away.
Turns out clouds are made of water.
Yeah?
It's like a scar.
Yeah.
Listen.
There's been a conflagration here.
Why would anyone do this? How could I let this happen?
Well, I mean, you can do it for controlled burns. To promote growth.
Monkey Atla said that Avatar Roku would help me.
The Avatar before you? So how are you supposed to talk to him?
And then Momo shows up again.
Uncle Iroh!
Over here.
Just relaxing in a hot spring.
Soak away your troubles.
My troubles cannot be soaked away. It's time to go!
He always has a scowl on his face, Zuko.
Hey, how is that cheering me up?
Cheered me up. Ow! Yeah, I probably deserve that.
That means the forest will grow back. Every one of these will be
Yeah.
a tall oak tree someday.
Yeah, and the ash is very nutritionally rich, so like throughout history, peoples have done this controlled burns to clear away the old and make room for the new.
We are especially fearful because the winter solstice draws near.
Natural world and the spirit world grow closer and closer until the line between them is blurred completely.
Okay.
You are the great bridge between man and spirits.
Yeah, that's the problem. He has no idea how to do that.
Maybe whatever I have to do will just come to me.
And then Momo again. That's because I remember when Momo showed up, Aang was like show me the way, or like give me a sign, and then Momo shows up.
Who's there?
Is Momo connected to the spirit world or Roku, or I don't know. He keeps showing up when Aang mentions like needing a sign from the previous Avatar, or about being the Avatar. Well then, Earthbenders.
This is the Avatar speaking. I'm here to try to help stuff.
This isn't right.
Yes, I'm trying to help.
Anyone can save us, he can.
He still shouldn't have to face this alone.
Is it an actual spirit, or is it just like the Unagi? Like, you could say that the Unagi is like a spirit monster, or like a monster, something supernatural, but really it's just a big eel.
Okay, well...
Superstition plays a large part in it. Yeah, that definitely looks like a spirit.
You must be the Heibai spirit. My name is...
Not interested. Yeah, looks like an actual spirit.
I command you to turn around now!
Yeah, you got what you wanted.
That's it. He needs help.
Sokka, wait!
Good guy, Sokka.
Bye. Over here.
Wow.
It looks like there's been a landslide, sir.
Land doesn't slide uphill.
No. No.
My uncle's been captured by earthbenders.
Well done, Zuko. It's pretty smart. Or his soldiers are just very stupid. Oh, is that the Spirit Grove? Sneaky old man.
Katara, I lost him.
The sun is right.
Oh, he's in the spirit world, huh? Well, this is convenient. Maybe it's because it's the winter solstice approaching. Probably is.
Yeah, that's Uncle Iroh.
Appa, hey buddy, I'm right here. But I guess you can't see me either.
But Momo can. So Momo's gonna be his spirit guide. Is that Roku? No, it's Roku's companion. I still think Momo is gonna be able to see him in the spirit world. Why else would he always show up when they are talking about previous avatars?
What's the problem?
He could see that. Oh, crafty, sneaky old man. Well done. Ooh, that's a cool statue.
It's no use, Appa. I don't see them anywhere.
Does Aang have a physical body still in the physical realm?
Whoa!
Yeah, there it is. The question remains is what happened to Sokka? Good on you, Zuko.
It's 5 against 2. You're clearly outnumbered.
Yeah, but not outmatched.
But you are clearly outmatched.
He even said, nice. Yeah, there you go.
Now would you please put on some clothes?
Holy! Where did that come from?
You are the spirit of this forest.
Oh, it's a big panda. But what about Sokka? Oh, there we go.
If only there were a way to repay you for what you've done.
You could give us some supplies and some money.
It would be an honor to help you prepare for your journey.
Hey, nice. And you gotta ask sometimes.
The island is in the Fire Nation.
Well then, we have our job cut out for us. So that was episode 7. I feel that like that was mostly set up. It was a great episode for Zuko and Iroh. Had a little bonding experience. I don't know, it did feel like it was mostly set up. But then again, it did say at the start that it was part 1 of, I'm assuming, 2-parter. So the lesson what we learned here is that the spirit world exists and it's real. That's helpful. I'm still very curious about Momo, because yeah, it's been like that in like the episode 3 when Momo showed up. Like Aang kept going on about like how show me the way, or like show me a sign, and then Momo shows up. And it was the same in this episode, so I'm really curious about like, does he, like the dragon that was Roku's spirit animal, is Appa not? I don't think Appa is Aang's spirit animal. I think Momo is his spirit animal, and it's gonna be his connection to the spirit world or to the past avatars, or like, yeah, I mean the past avatars are in the spirit world, so it would be a connection to the spirit world and his previous lives. Can't wait to see how this pans out, because it would be good and helpful for Aang to have some more guidance, I think. But for that, we'll have to wait until the next episode. So until then, this has been Grim Reactions. I've been Erik. I thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.